Welcome to the Cenario podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
Welcome to the deep dive. You know, if you're always looking for informed, science-backed ways to manage your well-being, especially when it comes to mood, maybe reducing anxiety, you've probably come across something called 5-HTP.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely gained traction. It seems to be everywhere now, moving from, a kind of niche supplement to something much more mainstream.
Right.
But as we often find with anything that interacts directly with, brain chemistry, the real benefits often depend heavily on understanding what's going on under the hood, the chemistry, and maybe even more importantly, how you actually use it.
Absolutely. So that's our mission today. We're doing a deep dive into 5-hydroxytryptophan, and we want to unpack what it is, where it comes from, look at the core mechanism. But the real focus, the thing we really want you to take away, is why figuring out the right dose for you is just absolutely crucial, non-negotiable, really, for getting the benefits safely.
Yeah, we need to get past the hype a bit and look at the chemical reality. So maybe start with the basics. What is this stuff?
Okay, yeah. Let's unpack the compound itself. So 5-HTP, it stands for 5-hydroxytryptophan. And yes, it's classified as a natural compound.
Right.
But natural compound doesn't tell you much about what it actually does inside your body, does it?
No, it doesn't. And what's really interesting, I think, is where it comes from. This kind of anchors its natural identity.
Yeah.
It's not entirely synthesized in a lab, It's actually extracted from the seeds of a specific African shrub, Griffonia simplicifolia.
Griffonia simplicifolia. Okay, that is interesting. That explains the sort of natural source angle people talk about. It's literally from a plant.
Exactly. It's sourced directly.
Yeah.
And that probably influences how people perceive it, maybe even how it interacts compared to something fully synthetic, although chemically.
Chemically, what is it then inside us?
Well, chemically, 5-HTP is an amino acid intermediate. It's actually a building block our bodies naturally produce. It comes from L-tryptophan, which is an essential amino acid you get from food.
Okay.
So when you take a supplement derived from that Griffonia seed, you're essentially giving your body a shortcut. You're bypassing some potential steps or maybe inefficiencies in converting tryptophan into 5-HTP internally.
Got it. So our bodies can sometimes be a bit slow or limited in that conversion process. Makes sense. Okay, so that leads us into section 2, its function. Why are people using this for mood? It seems to always come back to one key player, serotonin.
Serotonin is definitely the star of the show here. It's a neurotransmitter, right? And it has a huge influence on, lots of things, but relevant here. Mood, appetite, sleep, and definitely anxiety regulation.
Right. When levels are good, we generally feel more emotionally balanced.
That's the idea. Optimized levels tend to correlate with that feeling of well-being.
Okay, but here's a question I think a lot of people might have. If serotonin is the goal, why not just take serotonin? Why bother with 5-HTP?
Yeah, that's a really crucial point. And it comes down to some tricky biological logistics. Serotonin itself, if you were to swallow it, actually has a big problem. It can't really cross what we call the blood-brain barrier. Think of it like a very selective security checkpoint between your bloodstream and your brain fluid.
Okay. So the serotonin you might take just gets blocked. It can't get into the central nervous system where it needs to act on mood.
Precisely. It just can't get to the party, so to speak. But 5-HTP, its chemical structure is different. It can cross that blood-brain barrier quite easily.
Okay.
And once it's inside the brain, it gets converted very quickly, very efficiently, directly into serotonin. It's what we call a direct precursor.
So instead of trying to force the final product, serotonin, through a locked door, you're sending in the key ingredient, 5-HTP, that the brain can easily use to make its own serotonin right there on site.
That's a great way to put it. You're giving the brain high-quality, ready-to-use building blocks right where they're needed. You kind of sidestep the body's usual production pathway limitations.
And the hope, then, is that this leads to higher available serotonin levels in the brain.
Correct. That's the core hypothesis. By boosting serotonin this way, the idea is you might help alleviate symptoms often linked to lower serotonin levels. So potentially improving mood, reducing feelings of anxiety, maybe even helping with sleep regulation. It's all about trying to balance those critical brain chemicals.
Okay, that science is compelling. But, and this feels like a really important but, we need to pivot.
Yeah.
We're talking about effectively tweaking brain chemistry, which means how much you take suddenly becomes incredibly important, maybe more important than what you're taking in some ways.
This is absolutely the critical factor. We sometimes call it the dosage dilemma. With anything that interacts so directly with your nervous system, you're walking a bit of a tightrope.
Right.
You need enough to actually get the benefits, the therapeutic effect you're looking for, but you have to avoid taking too much because that's where you can run into side effects or worse.
And this isn't a one-size-fits-all situation, is it? You can't just grab a bottle, read the label, and assume that dose is right for you. Why is there so much individual variability?
Because everyone's body chemistry is just different.
Yeah.
How well you absorb the 5-HTP, how efficiently your enzymes convert it to serotonin, what your baseline serotonin levels are to begin with, it all varies hugely from person to person.
Okay.
So, what works perfectly well for one individual might be way too much for someone else, leading to, unpleasant side effects. Or maybe not enough to do anything at all for another.
So practically speaking then, what does this mean for someone thinking about trying 5-HTP? What's the recommended approach based on the research for figuring out your effective dose?
The consensus, really driven by trying to balance safety and efficacy, is always a very cautious step-by-step approach. You have to start low.
How low is low?
Typically really low, maybe 50 milligrams, perhaps 100 milligrams per day. And then you wait. You see how you respond. And only if needed, you gradually, slowly increase the dose. The mantra is definitely start low, go slow.
Start low, go slow. Okay, I get the principle. But let's be specific. If someone does take too much or increases too quickly, what are the signs? What are those common side effects we're trying to avoid?
Yeah, the most commonly reported ones, especially if the dose is too high initially, are usually gastrointestinal. Things like nausea, maybe some stomach upset, sometimes diarrhea. That's quite frequent.
Okay, so stomach issues are a big flag.
They often are. And because serotonin also affects sleep, some people might notice changes like really vivid dreams or just shifts in their sleep patterns if the dose is off for them. Those are usually the early warnings that your system might be a bit overloaded.
That's useful for self-monitoring. But let's zoom out again. There's a bigger safety concern, isn't there? One that anyone considering this needs to know about. If 5-HTP boosts serotonin, what happens if you're already taking medication that also boosts serotonin, like antidepressants, SSRIs, SNRIs?
This is the absolute #1 critical safety warning. All the reliable sources emphasize this point heavily. Combining 5-HTP with prescription antidepressants, SSRIs like Prozac or Zoloft, SNRIs, older MAOIs, even certain migraine medications called triptans can be extremely dangerous.
Why? What's the risk?
The risk is that you essentially get too much serotonin activity, their effects stack up, and you could potentially trigger a condition called serotonin syndrome.
Serotonin syndrome. That sounds serious. What is it exactly?
It is serious. It's potentially life-threatening. It happens when there's excessive nerve cell activity due to way too much serotonin floating around. Symptoms can start relatively mild, like shivering, diarrhea, maybe agitation.
Okay.
But they can rapidly progress to severe problems like muscle rigidity, really high fever, seizures, even unconsciousness. It's a medical emergency.
Wow, okay.
Which is why the non-negotiable advice is, if you are taking any medication that affects brain chemistry, especially antidepressants or migraine meds, you must talk to your doctor or healthcare provider before even thinking about adding 5-HTP.
Right. This isn't like taking vitamin C. You're actively influencing neurotransmitter levels.
Precisely. It's not just a benign nutrient supplement in that context. You have to respect the pharmacology.
So that diligence piece is huge. It sounds like finding success with 5-HTP is less about finding some magic bullet and more about applying a careful scientific method to yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Starting low, watching for specific signs like nausea, and being absolutely certain about potential interactions.
Exactly that. That start low, go slow approach isn't just about comfort. It's your tool for finding that minimum effective dose, the point where benefits might start while staying safely below the threshold where side effects or those dangerous interactions become a real risk. It really puts the power and the responsibility back on the individual to be proactive and informed, rather than just passively taking a standard dose off a label.
That totally shifts the perspective. Understanding the how-to, the dosage, the safety is just as vital as understanding what it does.
It really is. It's the crucial final layer of understanding for practical use.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this deep dive up. Let's synthesize the key takeaways for you, the listener. First, we've established 5-HTP, which is short for 5-hydroxytryptophan.
Derived from those Graphonia simplicifolia seeds.
Right, from the African plant. It acts as a uniquely effective precursor to serotonin because it gets past that tricky blood-brain barrier.
It gets inside the brain and is then converted directly into serotonin, the neurotransmitter so closely linked to mood, anxiety, and sleep.
But that powerful mechanism demands serious respect and caution when it comes to using it.
Absolutely. You have to actively manage and monitor your intake. The key strategy is start low, go slow, beginning with a minimal dose, increasing gradually only if necessary.
And that's how you balance potentially getting the benefits while minimizing those common side effects like GI upset.
And, crucially, while being extremely vigilant about the potentially dangerous interactions with other medications, particularly antidepressants. Always check with your doctor if you're on any meds.
Definitely. So maybe here's a final thought for you to consider after this deep dive. If finding an effective natural solution like 5-HTP really requires this much careful, personalized attention to dosage and monitoring, what does that suggest about the future of wellness?
It suggests, perhaps, that taking a truly proactive step towards achieving, say, a balanced emotional state is less about just popping a pill or supplement and hoping for the best.
Right.
And more about becoming, in a way, an informed investigator of your own body's chemistry, really understanding the nuances, the specifics, the personalized requirements needed to make these tools work effectively and safely for you. You almost become the scientist in your own life.
Thanks for tuning in to the Cenario podcast. Don't forget to visit Cenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.